Good evening and welcome. I'm going to click that button again to get rid of that. Hangouts on Air is now live because I clicked the button to tell it was going to go live, so that's what did it. So I already know I'm here. Hello, good evening and welcome. I'm Chris. This is Gross Models, and this is the evening with the gang. It's me, the gang, and any patrons that happen to be hanging around. So at the moment, it's me and George, and George looks like he's on holiday. I'll click on George down there because he's got bright sunshine out behind him and stuff, and everything. He's at work.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
So it's Thursday night, so it's time for just this, really, just sort of hanging around and chatting and seeing what's what. So if you're not watching on the actual YouTube thing, so you can get to the live chat, click on the YouTube button wherever it might be, there or there, one of them places. Make sure you're watching through the app itself if you're on a mobile device. Join in the chat and come and say hello. I've got a window over here with live chat on it, and I'll go through and see who's in. I can't find the thing about how many people are watching. It doesn't seem to be telling me at the moment. Strange. Thought it normally did, but it seems to be lacking on that window. Oh well. I'm sure there's lots of you. There's hundreds of you watching, and it will be lovely. As ever, Pascal was in first. He said nobody here yet, and it was just him. And then I was there a little bit. So then it was me. But apart from that, we have me, Pascal, and then Skullfish came in. Fox isn't even here to say Skullfish like he does.
Skullfish.
There we go.
I can't do it.
Stand it. All talking about stuff, and yeah, there was a arson attack at Kyoto Animation, which I didn't know about. Pascal was talking about it. He just sent me a link to the news story, which is quite sad and shocking. So Swigging Pigs in saying evening all, and Shane Youngs is also in saying good evening, Chris. Alex Otto and Big Charlie's Model Garage is in. Garage. It depends where you're from as to how you want me to pronounce it. So yeah, I'd say garage because I've got London. So yeah. Howdy, says Big Charlie. It also says 8. I'm assuming that's how many people are watching. I'll try and get the window working so I can figure out how many people are watching. You may notice that I'm looking over there a little bit sometimes. I've got some windows that I'm not using cuts over there, so they're out of the way. So I'll just the people who are in the chat here, and sounds like George is in the middle of a traffic jam.
Yeah, there is one right out there. I'm trying to cover the mic up, but here, I'll just...
It's fine. It's not a problem. So, yes, evening and welcome. If you've in the chat, and give us something to talk about, because otherwise it's just the two of us here, and we'll just talk to each other, and George will start talking about Gundams that I don't know anything about still, and I'll get bored, and everything will happen. I will in a bit go on and have a look through the Gross Group photos. So if you're not in the Gross Group, go and join the Gross Group. I'll put the thing in there. It's Facebook.com groups and Gross Group. I think I spelled it right, but yeah, if I don't put the thing at the beginning, it doesn't put it in, does it? So I have to put in the HTTP 1:2 and 2 backslashes in it. Maybe that might work as a link. It might not, but you know the drill. Find Facebook, find the groups, find the Gross Group, join it, and put your pictures in there, and then I'll be able to show them on live on the internet to the hundreds of people that are watching, or the 11 according to Big Charlie. Thank you. I know Earl D coming in reminded me because he's put a load of pictures in there of that he's done, but he's done better and more of. This is the Sazabi. That is the exclusive patron build that I've been building, which is actually from George. Look down there, George is there, and he's supplied that for me to build as part of his Sazabi build competition. Not sure why that's being held for review, but I shall put that out there to go. I don't know, smiley face and waving. I don't know why that should be held for. If I had an option to make things not held for review in the chat, I'd go for it. But automatically, it keeps blocking some strange things. It's things you can say that why would anyone have a problem with? And there's some things that it blocks that perfectly normal, and it doesn't block some things. It lets you just type what you like. So I don't understand. Yes, so that's the Sazabi, which I've already built. and then stripped the armor panels off of it, left it as the shell. I'm building up again from the feet, repainting and doing all detail stuff on things. So yeah, as I'm building that's the Sazabi, isn't it? That's the Sazabi. The other one's the not Suzuki.
Sinanju.
That was red, and then I primed it, and then I painted it again in the SC red color. So I do need to do more detail painting on that with black bits and gold bits and things, but I'm not going to use the stickers because they're frankly horrible. So yeah, that's the ongoing thing. When I'm doing the videos on that, if you might have seen them already on the channel, at the end of doing the video for that, I do a little bit of look what I've done on the Sazabi. So you can still get access to some of the build on that, but if you want the whole thing, you have to come and support me on Patreon because that's what it's all about, isn't it? So George, you've been sitting in the sunshine there. I've noticed you've muted because you had traffic and stuff going on, but
Yeah.
how's things?
Things are going good. I am slowly learning how to glaze more hamster stuff so that I can get good at it. And other than that, just been a lot of working because that's life, I guess.
Yeah, work is one of those things that you have to do to be able to do the fun stuff, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah, I've managed to reshape my window now so I can actually see how many viewers we have. It's 12 now. It's going up. I like it when it goes up. Numbers are always good when they get bigger.
Unless it's dead.
Alex says, dumb question, is this chat video enabled? In what way do you mean? In the way that you can type words and it comes up there and I can read them out on a video. You can't join the video from the chat. That's next week. Next week, anyone can join. It's an evening with everyone. So, yeah, stickers are for 5 aways. I don't know. Oh, giveaways. Oh, right. That's yeah. Don't use them on kits, is what you're. Yeah, I understand you. I'm a bit slow tonight. It's a bit warm in here. I've used some stickers on this. I have been using occasional stickers. Basically, I'll show you because I've got them here. Look. This is a sticker sheet that comes with the real grade, so nice kit. It comes with stickers for everything, so even the white panel liney things are stickers. But these are the ones that I've been using, the shinies, because I can't get a look that shiny with anything other than the stickers they supply. So I have put them on. I shall pick it up and probably drop it. Actually, I won't. I've got pictures that I've shared in the group as well, so you'll be able to see them in there. I'll show them a bit later on. Basically, the shiny ones, little bits around the ankles and little bits inside and stuff. I'm using the stickers, but then I have got proper waterslide decals to use the rest of it, which I will be doing. But I think I'm going to assemble all of it and get it all painted up first, and then worry about putting the decals on it. Oh, they got some Skeleton Horde contrast paint. It's awesome. I'm assuming that's a bony sort of colour because that could be quite cool. Pascal says, and again, I won't be here next week. Why do I always have something on the last of the month? It's not my fault. Well, it is my fault because I decided I was going to do it on the last of the month. But yeah, I'll do another one just for you, Pascal, because you're always here early. We'll do a special one, although I don't know when and I don't know how, because at the 1st of August, they're turning off these Google Hangout things, apparently. So the software that I use to do this, to have multiple people in, is disappearing. There are alternatives that are in play, and we're trying to figure out a way of doing it, because we use this for the eModels Monday as well. The normal, the Warhamster Sunday, I don't use it. I use a normal streaming because it's just me. So it's easy. That won't be affected, but the actual, having other people in and chatting to them is going to take a bit of work. We've been looking at some alternatives, but nothing's quite the same and quite right and quite as good. But we'll come up with something. So it might be that early next month, I do have one that's not the end of the month. I might do an early one in the month to see if it works, basically. So yeah, that's not a bad plan. Where's my calendar? Let's have a look. What date have we got? We got next week is the 25th. So the week after is the 1st. So I wouldn't want to do it on then, but maybe the 8th. I'll pencil in the 8th as being an extra bonus evening with everyone. to try out some new software. So yeah, keep tuned, keep in touch in all the media-y things and places and everywhere. Talking about media-y everywhere places, I've got a web page now. Because I've been supported on Patreon by people like George and others that are in the chat as well. Who have we got in there at the moment? I did see a couple. I saw some. Who are my lovely patrons that are in there tonight? If I miss any, I apologise, but I'm just scanning through. I know I've seen a couple in there. I've seen... Who did I see? Definitely saw someone. I saw Shane. Shane was in there. Oh, and Swigging Pig. They're in there. Yes, because I've had some support from lovely patrons, I've been able to fund keeping a website going. So I've got a website at grossmodels.uk. Nice and easy. You can't forget it. It's easy. It's me and UK because that's where I am. And on there, you've got links to all of my media outfluences. It's probably not a word, but it'll do. Be it, Discord channels and YouTubes and Facebook and other things, Instagram that I keep forgetting about, but I do try and post occasionally. Basically everything, and the website itself has blog pages that I've been putting up regularly to try and build some history for the site. Just little posts about what I've been doing, what I've been thinking about, what I've been doing years ago, and everything I can possibly think of to add to it. So go over check that out. Alex says we could do a VR hangout. Yeah, not a bad idea, but it's too hot. I can't be wearing a thing stuck on my face while it's that hot because I'd be sweating and it fills up with sweat and it smells bad. So yeah, we'll see. Next week, yeah, Alex says thanks. Next week, yeah, next week is the everyone. I'll be posting the link up everywhere and normal in the chat and on pages and stuff. So if you can come along and join then. Potato lol. Hello, I haven't seen you before. Have you considered trying a perfect grade kit? I have a Zaku 2 and it's absolutely beautiful. Kit bash with some other real grade stickers. I haven't discounted it, but my thing is 144 scale, which is the... Tell me if I'm wrong, John. Is it high grade, George?
It's high grade and real grade.
Yeah, not master grade's the other one. That's the 100 scale, isn't it?
Yeah, and then perfect grade is the 60 scale.
Yeah, so perfect grades are lovely kits, obviously, but they're sort of 3 times the size of the ones that I'd like to build and want to build and have room for. So yeah, it would be nice to do, but it just doesn't fit with my space for working, my room for displaying, and yeah, it won't go anywhere. So not really. LD says a few of them are good. The shiny ones are fine. Not forgive them making my tool geese be stripped. Did you have problems with them? I probably heard about it, but I might have missed it. You had problems? Chances in, evening all. Evening all, we could do a hangout. Cool idea. Hang out virtually, says Alex. Yeah, it's a possibility for when it's not so hot in here. And I don't know, I haven't researched any VR hangout software options and things. There's other options, but yeah. All right, Scanian Skullfish. Evening all, says Mark Dale. They're all talking. Kenneth's in. He says, my eyes look amazingly blue today. Are they? They're the same eyes that I normally have. I don't change them. I don't polish them up especially for camera, but thank you very much. Much appreciated. It might be the blue that's behind making it, and a blue shirt. All the blue overload and makes you, yeah. Do you do model rockets? Is on Ev. I've done a couple. I've done the Saturn V, which, funnily enough, has been getting a lot of views on YouTube at the moment. I can't think possibly why the Apollo Saturn V rocket might have been getting some views. But yeah, I've done that. I've done the shuttle and other things as well. But I did the shuttle before I was filming, so there isn't any evidence of me building that apart from the occasional picture. But the Saturn V, I've got 3 parts in the series of that, I think. But yeah. Right, so Kenneth's off making some coffee. He'll be back in a minute. Tiger Tank 2's in. Evening, folks. Chris Dead Skullfish. And George, probably as well. Potato says, understandable. If you love the RGs, PGs are a feast for your fingers. Yeah, they certainly would be. I mean, I've done... This is the second RG that I'm doing. I did the Zaku for E-Models. And this is bigger, but obviously the same scale, but bigger. So, yeah, it's been fun. It's been interesting. D loves my RG kits. Good detail and good price to keep the wife happy. That's another important consideration. Yep. Someone's done or doing a huge bust of one of them. I can't remember who it was or what they're doing, but it's.
I think it was Alex.
Was it Alex? Doing,
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of
the 135th. Yeah. 135th scale bust.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's just massive, and yeah. Siamese eyes, says Alex. I don't know why you're saying I'm Siamese eyes. Everyone's fine. Everyone's fine. Shuttle. Who said Shuttle? Says Dad, because he hits it. It's not red though. You could do. I had to do it all white as well. I did the central main booster in white because the first couple of shuttles did have white boosters. Only a more recent, if you like, thing that they did the orange booster. And my mental image of the shuttle just has white rockets because I remember the first shuttle. I don't remember it explicitly, but I was around when the first shuttle was launched and remember it. And that's how the shuttle is to me. It's white. So, yeah. Onef says, what's your biggest build yet? Do you mean biggest, most complicated, or biggest, largest, or actually the answer is probably the same for both of them. I did the 1/6 scale Tamiya Honda CRF 1000, something like that. Sounds about right. Which was 1/6 scale, so the wheels were about that sort of size. Obviously, two of them. So that was big. As in, took up quite a lot of room. It was complicated. I suppose technically the largest kit I've done has been the Falcon, which is over there, or R2 as the part work. Both the Falcon and the part work, the Agostini part works. They're quite big and obviously lots of parts in them as well. So yeah, that's probably the largest physical size. Alex is saying yes, it was him doing the Sazabi bust. Potato says, out of curiosity, how do you feel about issue 22 for Hatchet's Build of the Terminator? Do you think the lack of parts is justified or sensible? I haven't got 22 yet, so I don't know. I haven't seen anything about it, but all of these part works will have issues where there's hardly anything, be it hardly anything in the, supplied to you, or hardly anything to do with what's supplied with you. Remember doing the R2, he's looking at me from just under the screen there. There were a few issues that were like, have this bit and have this bit, and they sort of go like that, but we're not even going to bother screwing them together now. Just do that and then come back next week. And yeah, you feel a bit cheated after, if you're buying it weekly or whatever, you're paying £8-9 for that. But next week or 3 weeks down the line, you'll get, a control board that is worth far more than the £8 or £9. And it all balances out. It's best not to work a part work per week, in that's not worth the money. It's, what it's going to cost. All you worked it out because it's 120 issues, and you know how much it is an issue. So balance it over the whole thing. Don't worry about fixating on particular weeks and particular issues, because there's going to be issues that are light, and there's going to be issues that have got more expensive things in it, and there's going to be issues that have got lots of bits and hardly any bits. So it all balances out. Being that I get it monthly, I get 4 issues at a time. So you can pretty much guarantee one of them is going to be no time at all to build. One of them might be a bit more complicated, and a couple of them are going to be sort of average. So as long as it works out throughout the course of, a few months or a year or 2.5 years over the cases of building Terminator. Tom's in saying, hello, Chris and the lurkers. Does that mean George is a lurker? He's not really lurking, he's at work. And he's outside. He's got traffic going on, so that's why he's got his mic mute.
Yeah.
He's listening.
I am listening.
OD says, I've got the 144 Origin Zaku C5. Excellent kit. Zaku beads are fixed. Only a few seams. If you ever want to do another Zaku, I'd recommend it. Are they different? I don't know. I mean, how different can it be if it's a Zaku suit? Is it not a Zaku suit? A Zaku suit? Is that?
It's a little less. So the RGs are like the complexity of a master grade just shrunken down, relatively speaking. It's actually probably somewhere between a master grade and a perfect grade. So the HG Zaku C5, it'll look the same in the end, but it's less kits. It doesn't have an inner frame. You don't have to sand a billion beads. You don't have to put the little spring in that holds the beads. So it's it's a simpler kit. If you wanted to have a Zaku kind of just to have one, I would definitely recommend one of the Origin Zaku's HG. But other than
I
that,
did the RG Zaku, which
that one's really
so
complicated.
I don't get to keep it. But if I
Yeah.
wanted one, if it just says Zaku on the box and it's an RG, are they all going to be basically the same?
Yeah, just the only difference, I think there's only two. Well, okay. So it depends. So there is a Johnny Ridden Zaku, which is the high mobility one. So it's got bigger boosters on the leg to allow it to move faster. And it's an A suit. You could look for P Bandai ones like the Black Tri-Stars or the Zaku Mind Layer, but those aren't worth the cost. So for the most part, you have the green and the pink one being Char Aznavour's. Those are exactly the same except for the head antenna that the pink one has. The red one, which is Johnny Ridden's, which if you want to make Dad proud, that's the one you build. That one's different because the entire leg system is different due to the high mobility feature it has.
So there are slight differences between them, but you could paint them whatever color you like.
Yeah. There's like a white Shin Matsunuga's, I think is his name, Zaku, that I believe is just a white high mobility one with different water slides. A lot of the P Bandais, other than the Mind Layer is a different mold. But if you get the normal Zaku, the Johnny Ridden one, you can paint them to look like anybody's. So you can paint them black and purple if you want a Tri-Star, paint them white if you want Shin Matsunuga's. Gabby Hazards, I think, is coming out, which is a red and orange also, but that's P Bandai. So yeah, they're just different colors of the same mold, except you pay 5 times as much unless you happen to live in Japan.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, I might at some point pick one up for myself, but I don't know. I've got a stash of kits to build and got this one. I did accidentally get another kit.
Accidentally.
Yeah, I originally bought this, the
Sinanju.
The one. Trying to forget it, but keep remembering, because I thought it was basically the same as that one, because it was red and it's got a spiky bit on its head and it's got these boostery things. It's the same as far as I can tell. It's got a shield and everything, you know. So I figured that'd do as a mini companion for the big one. And then I got told off because it isn't, because it's different and I don't know anything about it. So I have got one of the. I'll grab it. It's just over there. I can see it. Give me a second.
It is the same pilot-ish if you count clones as being the same as the person who originally was cloned.
It's the same but different. Yeah, well, I've got that one now. Which says Sazabi on it, so it must be. and it looks much the same. It's got the triangular thing like he has, but not there because it's in the box. And the things, the funnels.
Yep, funnels.
Learning stuff every day. I learn a little thing. But this I bought as being an SD kit, but it's got much more in it. I don't know. I think there's different grades to SD or something, but this is all Japanese, and I don't read Japanese. So hopefully I can build it from the pictures.
Yeah, the SDs have different variations. So there's the SD EX standard, which are the really super basic ones. So they don't have a whole lot of color separation. It's mostly done with stickers. For the most part, I don't think they have weapons.
Well, that might be just the one color, and yeah, it has got a gun. But that was one sprue. You didn't have to build the gun; you just cut it off the sprue. So yeah.
Where like the one that I showed you that my kid built, which is the BB Senshi, which is what the Sazabi you have is. That one had the sword. It had the beam saber effects for the shield, along with the gun and everything else. So those ones are better with the color separation. The best ones of the SD, in my opinion, are the SD cross silhouettes. Those are the newest ones, so they're more complicated. They've got better color separation. And then depending on how you build them, I think they have better proportions. So they still look SD, but more like a like a toddler than like a baby with a giant head and teeny tiny body.
Caricature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I've got that to nip through as well. I'll try and catch up with that on that as well. So yeah. So there's more content coming. Let's see what we got. Lots of stuff going on. Jared B says, "Sup, Chris? What would be your favourite build that you've done?" I really don't know. I won't say I forget things when I built them, because I do remember having built stuff, but I don't really have favourites. I did enjoy doing the Tamiya bike, the 1/6 thing. It was more engineering than model kits, because a lot of it was screwed together and metal bits and things. So that was fun in a different way. I've quite liked doing all the kits that I've done. None of them have really been sort of grindy and I want this to end. I've always enjoyed quite a lot of the builds, and obviously quite a lot of the painting as well afterwards. So yeah, it's all been fun. The Sazabi is fun, but in a different way, because it's all articulated and everything. It's fun looking at how the bits work and how they fit together and how it makes other things move when you move things. Like the joints have got 2 articulation points in them, and it affects the way the elbow works and the knees work and everything else. So they've all been fun. I don't know. Have you ever had a favourite build, George?
Yeah. My favorite build is right now is the MG Freedom 2.0. And I just really like the gimmicks, the way that the wings work. So that's the one that is probably considered the best one. It got a lot of views on Reddit. I painted it to look like Mercy from Overwatch. But I really like the gimmicks that are in it. It allows you to pose it really dynamically. Yeah, I would say if I had to pick a mobile suit, I don't, Warhammer kits, you just glue them together. So I can't say they're all the same to me.
Yeah. I see Speed's turned up. Evening, Speed. How you doing?
Good evening. How are we all?
Yeah,
Hi,
good.
George.
Hey.
How's everyone? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just still recovering from my holiday.
Yeah, holidays always take recovering from. It's terrible.
They're just exhausting, aren't they? So yes, I'm kind of just starting to get back into my normal, I think.
You're normal. Not everyone else is normal. That's completely different.
No, not everyone else is normal. No, my normal's nothing like anyone else. So how's everybody? What have we all been up to?
Yeah, same as normal, really. Just a bit of that. I've been doing this Sazabi thing.
Yeah, I've been seeing the huge flares on that. It's looking very good.
Got huge flares. He's naked apart from his legs, but.
So is that allowed? Is that allowed on public TV?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I allow it on my channel.
Oh, well, that's all right.
As long as your legs are covered, you can be as nude as you like. No, I'm not saying that. No.
Oh, well, yeah, I will pass on that personally, but yes. So we're kind of getting back to normality. I have some things that I need to post when I get a moment, which I'm sure you will be delighted to hear.
Holiday gifts.
Yes, indeed. Some round tubular things.
Oh yes, sorry, I'd almost forgotten about that. But no, I'm awaiting delivery.
Yes, I've just got to actually get around to getting something adequate and suitable to package them in.
Yeah, I would be quite sad if I get what should be a round tube and it's broken in half.
Yeah, a bit flat and soggy. It would smell delicious though.
That'd be less fun. Picking the glass shards out is not my favourite. Alex has got a random question for the Warhammer folks. So sort of nobody that's here really. So we've all done some Warhammer, but I wouldn't say we're Warhammer folks as such. But we'll try. What's your process for transitioning from shady areas to highlights? I've heard Lamy and medium can be helpful. I don't know. I just try brushing.
Lots of glazes.
Yeah.
If you can slowly build it up, or you can build it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing basically the last week, thanks to Sai, our Lord and Savior Kevin, as he's called. Been kind of teaching me how to be a pro painter. But glazes are going to be your friend to get those really smooth transition. It just takes a lot of patience.
I'd do it the other way in that I'd add the shady areas using like null oil or something like that to darken down the light areas rather than to try and lighten up the dark areas, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you can do it both ways.
My technique would be to darken rather than to lighten, but I know it's possible to do both ways. But
yeah. Is it just the coffee staining that's the problem? Is that what you're trying to get rid of? And I apologize, I can't see the chat, so Chris is going to have to read it to me.
I'll get there. If he mentions it a bit later on, I'll remember.
Okay.
If you talk about the coffee staining, then Spid might be able to help because he's the coffee man.
Don't use decent coffee to stain your models because that's just terribly wasteful. Use instant. That's my recommendation. There you go.
Not really coffee, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I know highlighting and shadows and stuff. I mean, I've not. I can't give you any specific advice on that. Obviously, George is probably better versed of the three of us because he's recently into it and he's doing some very nice little minis. But I know if you look at our Lord and Savior Duncan on the Warhammer channel, he likes using. He uses the pre-ready paints, obviously, because he's advertising for Citadel when all's been done. But he does like edge highlighting and that kind of thing, and he tends to do the null oil and then various layers of edge highlighting. But I understand that the Lahmian medium is, from what Fox says, is very good because it's a pigmentless paint.
Yeah, he keeps going on about it not watering down paints. It's a carrier rather than a.
It makes it more transparent, so it's like a paint without a pigment. So it rather than breaking down the pigment, so it doesn't work. It still works like a paint, but it just makes it very very thin and transparent. And apparently, it's the shiz.
Yes, apparently it's yeah.
So,
I see. Dad got excited because I had a kit that was red. They got more red and more red. Potato says, if you want to build via difficulty from easiest to hardest, it's a SG, HG, MG, RG, and PG. It sort of worries me that I understand most of those terms now.
I always thought PG was lower on the list, and then it was 15.
No, PG is the perfect grade. That's the 160.
No, NC-17 is the high one. PG is the low one.
It's not parental guidance.
No, it's completely different to that. Lord Barkley's in, evening all. LD says, I tipped all my paint down the sink and now I have 100 different reds. Red's really the only colour you need if you're painting anything for Dad.
Yeah.
Jamie Bone has a question. What's the Tamiya paint variant of Humbrol 226? I've got no clue at all.
What colour's Humbrol 226? There is if you have an Android phone, there's an app called Hobby Paint Converter or something like that.
I wouldn't know. I haven't got one of these mobile phones.
If you've got one of these iPhones, there's probably a really expensive app that you can buy. But no, if you've got an Android, I think it's called Hobby Paint Converter, which is a free app in the App Store, and it lists loads and loads of different paints, and you can go in and choose your color in one, and it will show you equivalences in another. Unfortunately, I would
Google Humbrol 226, and it will probably find you.
I would have a look, but I'm currently on my phone on this chat, so I'm afraid I can't. Humbrol 226. I'll make a note of it, though, and I'll stick it in.
Tom Rickliffs is hot, apparently. Everyone's saying hello. LD says, my favourite build was the Supernova Sandrock. I don't know what that is. Just because how over the top it looks with all the extra armour on. I'm taking it's another form of Gundam, then, is it?
Yeah, it's a third-party kit.
Okay.
So it's one not made by Bandai, but it is of a Gundam from Gundam Wing.
Cool.
Quattro Renoa Barbers, I think is his name, is the pilot.
Zest is in saying hiya. Everybody. Glazes, Lahmian me base mixed with washes helps cut it, says Tom. Build mine really thin in lots of layers, says LD. Potato says, if you want to shade areas, watered down black and brown, splashed on the part and wiped down is really effective. Similar method to weathering.
So it's kind of like a gunk wash, but not as...
gunk wash.
Yeah.
LD says oil washes are good. Coffee staining is less if it gets like gloss, less surface tension.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need to do staining or shading or anything, you do really want to do that on a mat. I learned that bit. Yeah, so about that. PG's a teabag, says Lord Barkley. Yeah, correct there as well, yeah.
You're right, yes, yeah. It's not just a film of titles, it's what happens.
Zanster says, I guess you can use clear 2 times more shine instead of expensive Lamium. Yeah, it is different though. Lamium medium is, as Speed was saying, it's a paint without any pigment in it. So it is just a transparent paint, but it is a paint. It's not a gloss coat or a varnish or anything else. It is a paint. It just happens to not be of any colour.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. Right. I just seen a message from Speed that says fashionably late, but I'm coming in. And here he is.
Yes.
He's in. I didn't see
Well,
that
man,
until
that was fashionably later than I was myself. There you go.
Well, it's probably there for a little while, but I didn't happen to look that far over there. Right, where are we? We've gone half 8. I'm going to take the opportunity to have a look through the gross group, and I shall share my screen. Actually, I won't share my entire screen. I shall just share the gross group window that I've got open, which I've already prepared. Look, I've prepared things. It's unheard of, but it happens.
That's it. I'm impressed.
I shall make sure it's locked on me, so you two can still continue to talk if you want to. We have a picture from Paul, who's in there, Paul DeSpasso. I think I saw him in chat, but I might not have. I don't know what it is. It's a thing.
It looks a bit
potentially
Gundam-ish, doesn't it?
I'm thinking there might be other pictures that are part of the same group, so that's that. That's one of the
It's an Imperial Knight.
Oh, it's a Warhammer thing.
It's an Imperial Knight that he added Gundam bits to.
There you go.
I remember.
That's
those white missile launchers come from like a build divers parts or something like that. I've seen before.
So these are added on. Mm-hmm. This is like is that like the land speedery thing that Fox did, or is that part of the Imperial Knight still?
You got me. I've never built an Imperial Knight yet.
We won't know. I recognise this bit as being Imperial.
That's an Imperial Knight for sure. Yeah. I remember reading.
Work. Cheers. Yeah, thanks, Alex. See you sometime. Yeah, so that's an Imperial Knight in pieces. We have Carl Smith, who's put up some pictures of a tank. I don't know. It's obviously Carl making models, as you can see from his little watermark down the bottom there. Yeah, it's definitely some sort of tank track and wheels and track on wheels. I couldn't be doing all that. Looks like you got a bit missing there, though. Oh, it's got the big tracky thing that powers it. Yeah, so that's very complicated. It looks like the suspension-y things sort of work on those as well. Yeah, I couldn't be doing all those little wheels. I thought that the wheels on the mouse on the rat was bad enough, but it looks lovely, but it looks far too complicated for me.
Maybe an idea for future submissions when people put pictures in, they put a few words.
Well, they normally do, but it might be on the post. But when I go through it in the photos, I only get sort of the comments. That's like the comment that was put with it. This is Jason Cumming. In keeping with your SD theme, Chris, I've a few to build up. This time it's the Banshee. So this is the SD Banshee box. And again, I've recognised the feet and the legs are the same. They seem to be the standard Gundam legs. Obviously, the shield's very different and lots of yellow spiky bits, but don't know. I'm not sure how many variants there are. I'm also blaming Jason for making me have to go out and try and find some Cherry Bakewells during the week. Because for some reason he put that on, saying pit stop Cherry Bakewell, don't mind if I do. And I had to go and find a Cherry Bakewell, and I couldn't find one. I could find some mini ones, but they're not the same. I wanted a giant Cherry Bakewell, and I couldn't find one. I was sad.
Proper baker's shop one, not a
yeah. Well, there aren't any proper baker shops in town where I am. There's Greg's and things like that, but yeah. Now I've seen it again. I want one now. This is Steve Mundy, also. I can't remember his name in there. It's not Mad Mank Steve or something, is it? I can't remember what he calls himself in the land of YouTube. But this was adding a door handle and a dish mop to a Nerf gun. He's if you don't remember, Steve's the one that's been building spaceships from junk and things and making them look amazing. That's another one that he finished a water pistol that he turned into a Destiny gun. Cynical Manx Steve. There we go. It says Cynical Manx Steve. I think in Mad Manx Steve, but no, it wasn't. Cynical. Yeah, so that's let's say a Nerf gun with. I was trying to think a door handle and a dish mop. I can see this is the sort of like a hose pipe attachment thing, but I wasn't sure about the door handle. If that was this bit, or if this was part of the Nerf gun already, or I was trying to see what's what. Scofish says sorry about the Bakewell. Yeah. Right, so that's that, and yeah.
I could just eat Bakewell myself now, and that's grossly unfair.
Are you going to go and get one? No, you're not.
No, I can't. Well, being that I live in a town in the village, we do have a very nice sort of bakery shop.
Long way away.
They are very much not open at this time.
Steve says the door handle is on top. Dish mop is the finger guard. So yeah, okay, that was. So that's the dish mop thing.
All right.
The door handle. So yeah.
Very good.
Right, and this was one made for cosplay. Undercover Brexit judge. And now I do remember Brexit judges and things, but I don't remember their guns enough to say that. How accurate it is. I'm sure it's very accurate. It looks good. It looks real. And that's all you can really go for a toy gun, isn't it? I'd be worried if someone was walking down the road with that pointed at me.
Very good. Nerf guns are just tons of fun as well. They're just great for shooting everybody with.
Right, this is Brexit Lord-style Lawgiver, and this is obviously before painting and priming. So I like being able to see how they're made and what bits have been added and things that don't fit right. It's very scary.
That's one of the. I recognise that handle. That's one of the Nerf Zombie Strike things.
Steve says it's not accurate. I just made it up. But it looks accurate to me.
That's nice.
Style Lawgiver.
Comic book style Lawgiver.
Stop there for like heat seeking and ricochet and.
Yeah, I like
that. This is a scope light thing that he saw and thought spaceship. My brain doesn't work that way. Now you've said spaceship, I can sort of see bits on it, and I'm sure once you sprayed it grey and put a couple of greeblies on it, then it will scream spaceship at me. But my brain doesn't look at things and say, "Oh yeah, that's a part of a gun, and that can go there." And
yeah, I think he's got that definite ILM kind of mind, hasn't
he? Yeah, definitely something wrong with him. That's apparently 4 spaceship engines. Exactly. See what I say? I don't see that as being 4 spaceship engines.
Yeah, it's like the MAK Falke thing, or however you pronounce it. There's a couple of people on the Boom Hut building at the moment, and I saw one of those at the model show when I was with Jerry at the Scottish Nationals, and I was looking at it, and he was saying, "Do you recognise any parts of it?" And I was looking all over trying to figure it out, and I couldn't. And then as soon as he said, "Well, the engine is a Yakult bottle," the instant he said that, every time I look at one now, I can't see anything but a Yakult bottle. It's the weirdest thing.
Steve says, "Yeah, there's totally something wrong with me, as my missus will attest to happily." Right. Now we have Dennis. This is LD. This is an HG Zaku 2 Sazabi. Needed a red friend. The Zaku 2. This is the HG Zaku 2. I get you now. Sazabi needed a red friend because of Dad, and he understands Dad's addiction with red now. I do believe that he's got a third one in mind to join these two, as well as a third red friend.
I'm hoping it's the Sinanju.
What, the third one? I'm not sure. I don't know if you said what he's intending yet. But yeah, I reckon.
Tell me it's a Sinanju. That's the best red suit.
The comment from Phil Bolton on that, I liked that one. It's the wrong trousers version. Anyone who's Wallace and Gromit fan.
Trousers. Wensleydale.
Just needs an evil penguin with a rubber glove as a hat.
Absolutely. The one thing that scares me about these things that LD's been doing is apparently he doesn't use an airbrush.
Really?
Brush painted.
Airbrush painted? Yep. Holy cow.
yeah, that's. I was in awe before I heard that little bit of information, but
Wow.
I hate him a little bit more now.
Yeah, absolutely. Get him off. Ban him.
Right, this is our next up on the SD list from Jason Cumming, who is Skullfish, I believe. Death Scythe's Hell EW. I don't know, but yeah. Again, the feet are very similar. The feet on all of these seem to be very similar. They don't seem to be going all out on the feet. Obviously, hands are hands. You can't go wrong with it.
That one has the big pointy toes, like a jester on the feet. You can't really see it there, but
oh right,
Well,
yeah. He's
mentioned
proper.
earlier, George, that the one of the kits that was mentioned was not a Bandai one. Are there lots of aftermarket Gundam things, or?
So yes and no. So yes, there are. I mean, there's straight up clones. That would be Debon model, who I believe got taken down. Then there's like the ones where they got tired of waiting for Bandai to make a specific kit and decided to make it on their own. That's your like Supernova, Dragon Momoko. I'm forgetting like two other ones.
Right.
I don't know how this game photos work, so I'm just randomly selecting a few because it seems to have jumped through.
Yeah, I got the I guess they're called Model Heart now, but it used to be Dragon Momoko. The Wing Zero Endless Waltz version with the feather wings. I haven't tried it yet, but to my understanding, the third-party kits don't have as good of a fit. The plastics a little less good or a little crappier than the Bandai, but
in the same snap together kind of manner.
they are still snapped together. Yeah, but some of them take. To my understanding, again, I only have one. They take a little more love to make them good. But for some cases like that 135th Suzabi head, that's the only way you would get something like that is a third party company has to make it. And there are certain kits that are really big fan favorites that Bandai, for reasons unknown to us, have decided they don't need to engineer. And so sometimes that's the only way, or they'll come out with the kit like he was talking about the Supernova Sandrock. They also have a Supernova Death Scythe Hell. Sometimes you'll get those. Bandai people will go, no, that's not what it's supposed to look like, and then a third party company will make their own version of what they think it should look like. So it's kind of cool. Some of the third party ones look really like crazy compared to the Bandai ones. And I think those third party ones are built more towards not the beginning modeler, but a more advanced modeler. So they can be a lot more difficult to put together versus a Bandai one. They're always targeting the beginner. That's why they have stickers, no matter if it's a PG or an HG.
As I understand with them, they're obviously targeted at such a wide audience. It's very much the sort of beginner modeler and kids and everything, because they're the ones into the whole animated, I guess.
All right, we caught up with mine.
Sorry, Chris. Anyway,
happy to spread it out a little bit. I see Jono's just coming, saying good day all. Good day, Jono.
Good day.
This is my Suzabi.
Better
of the legs. Not really a much better picture of the legs than I can wave at you from the background, but yeah, that's as far as it's got so far. There are stickers on, so this little bit here and a little bit there and little bits in the knee and things like that. And these gold bits up here, yeah, these gold bits will be coming through the red armor, so that's why I'm naming gold. But he's meant to be flying, and he's going to have a gun in this hand and a shield on that arm, so it's meant to be a bit. I've decided to use the action base because I never have before, so I thought I'd be able to do that. Put his legs in different positions. So,
is this on the same scale as the Zaku that you did, Chris?
Yep. This is also 144 scale. So yeah, all the same. Right, this is Edwards. He said something about a camel. I do remember him saying something about it being a camel, but it's not actually an actual camel, obviously. But,
that's one of the MK kits, isn't it? The Machine and Krieger, I think.
Yeah, that's Machine and Krieger for sure.
What happened there? There's more pictures than that. Look, see, there's loads of them. So yeah, it's lovely. I don't know.
Ooh.
Is it? It looks like something from 2001 or something, but I don't think it's from a show or TV or series or anything. I think it's just.
I think they're all the Machine and Krieger universe was. As my understanding of those is, they were all things that were just scratch built. They were thought up and scratch built. They're not from a show or a cartoon or anything like that.
Just,
I don't think.
things.
Yeah, but they are very, very cool. It's
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm gonna dip out because they just put free ice cream in the office, and it's gonna go really fast. So
yeah, that week's all right. No problem.
I'll see you guys.
All right.
cheers, George. Bye now.
Save some for us. Yeah, I mean, this is just it's impressive. I've got no sense of scale on it though. That's the thing. I don't know.
It's well, you've got a pilot in the front of that, haven't you?
Yeah, but I mean, in real world scale, I don't know if it's palm sized or.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you don't know what that would be. That would probably, yeah. I mean, obviously, if you can't see it next to something, you don't know. You don't know how big that would be, but I would say it's got to be about 1/24th, maybe.
There's definitely a lot of detail in there. If it's a very small kit, then that's absolutely amazing. If it's a big kit, then it's mildly amazing. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to know how tall that is.
Yeah, right. I've said, but when I'm going through the photos, it doesn't give me the full information. So, if you're watching, Edward, let us know what it is, and if anyone knows anything about it, then let us know. As Esther says, that's one heck of an office in so many ways. Yeah, free ice cream. Free ice cream seems to be a good thing to have. This is more of these continuing. Zaku, it's got a body on it now. And
that is amazing.
Yeah, apparently it's rattle cans and brush painting, he says.
Wow.
But yeah, the detail is just impressive. This is Jeff's a Bandai A-Wing fighter. Most of the work's been done during YouTube live streams. So
very nice.
And there we go. Jono came in just in time. This is Jono M. It's his radio-controlled 144 Fairplay tug.
Oh, is this the one he's converted?
This is the one that he's converted.
Wow.
Don't know how many pictures we've got of it, so I'll just go through until we find something else. Yeah, it's obviously got the engines he said he took off until he can get on there properly. But I believe this radio antenna there rotates, and he's going to have an anchor that comes down as well. So yeah, it's all very, very impressive.
That's very impressive. Yeah, it really is.
There you go. That's the electric motor.
Yeah. And obviously that's safe to submerge then, if that's got the prop on it.
Yeah, there is video of it running around in a bathtub.
Wow, that is clever stuff.
It really is. Yeah.
That really, really brings the fun back into bath time, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's a little bit dangerous because these fins will be going around really quick. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the bath with it.
No, you just have to have it sort of running around your feet, maybe.
Yeah, but I'd quite under my toes as well. Yeah. So yeah, we're impressed with that, John. I'll keep it coming.
Yeah, very good.
We've got some more of Zaku. He said he found the mono eye was a sticker, but he had a Warhammer bit with some cutting and sanding, and now it's happy with it. I say the stickers for things like that. I'm happy with using the stickers because they're shiny and glossy and they look nice.
Yeah,
and as long as they're not all over the place. But
do they stick down well and stay stuck? Because I know I've built sort of very cheap toy-like snap-together kits in the past that have had stickers, and they have a tendency to sort of curl and peel at the edges after.
As long as they're stuck down properly, they should be okay. I would have thought. Yeah. And you might even be doing a gloss coat or a matte coat over it anyway. So, it's 1/20 scale, about 8 inches long and about 8 inches high. There we go. That must be Edward Leonard. Must be the man involved there. So yeah, it's quite big then. 8 inches is that's small enough to be challenging with the chipping and that on there. That was impressive.
Yeah.
LD says wear a sports cup when you're having a bath with the tug.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, right. LD says the sticker was pink. It didn't fit the colour. I'll give you that then. Okay, yeah. Yeah, good reason to not use it.
Yes.
Right, this is Shane Young, who's also been in the chat. I don't know if he's still around. Some Warhammer stuff. This is an Orc Boondaka Sazwagon.
Yeah. Very nice.
I like the fire effects. That's the thing that jumped out at me on this for looking at that. The mix of yellows and he looks hot.
I like seeing the Orc builds because they tend to be grungy and very Mad Maxy and dirty and
very much. I'm not sure if this guy on the front is wanting to be there or not. I can't quite tell if he's trained there or if he's just happy to. Oh, I'll go on the front.
Does it look happy to be there?
Can't really tell. He's got one of these the Mad Max type face mask, Bane face mask things on, so I can't really tell. But yeah, it's definitely, as you say, it's an Orc vehicle, so it's old and knackered, and they don't care about them and things. So yeah,
they're great fun. They are
definitely fun. I'd have probably knackered it up a bit more than that. I'm going to go to town on my Orcs, and the big battle wagon. I'll do that. That's going to be unbelievably knackered.
Yeah, I like that. It's admittedly they usually look more battle worn, but I like that though. It's dusty. I love the dust effect on the tires and everything. It's really nice.
Definitely used. Jono says, thanks for us. Yeah, brushed motors can be submerged in water, and the starboard side radar turns. You can just see the shaft underneath it. Yeah.
Right. Well, there you go. I never knew that. I always assumed that anything electrical,
it's probably I've always been taught that electrical stuff should be kept well away from water, but obviously that's what they're designed for. So, Mark Dale's got a picture up of something huge. I don't know what it is. It looks Warhammery, but it might not be. I don't know.
I've no idea. It does look kind of Warhammery, but I've not seen anything like that on any of the build videos. So
I can't tell.
Oh yeah, that's an Orc bomber thing. I recognise that because I used to have I once got a Dakar jet, I think it was called, in a trade, which I ended up trading to someone else because I was a bit, do I want to build this or not? So yeah, that's an Orc fighter bomber Dakar thing.
The guy on the front is there because he needs a lesson, so it says on the box. Yeah, they're definitely Warhammer.
Right, so I'm assuming these are all Orc vehicles then. If it's Dakar there,
that's a big thing.
Yeah, that's definitely Orcish. Nice.
And then we've got a shiny car.
Ooh, lovely.
Completely different.
Yeah.
And we've got a picture that isn't loading.
What's that one? Is that that's a Ferrari F40 in black, which makes a refreshing change.
Is it? I don't know these things.
I think, I'm pretty sure that's a Ferrari F40, and it's actually quite nice to see that in something different, in something other than red.
Is that the one they always do in red? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, most Ferraris.
Says yes, it's all Orc stuff. So I'm sure he'll confirm your labelling of his Ferrari in a moment.
Yeah, that's nice. That.
What was the first thing, Mark? The big that thing.
It's kind of like a Dalek on steroids. I was
going to say it's some sort of Orc Dalek with a huge gun on it, but yeah. Not that I'd want to build one necessarily, but it looks like a small hill that's gone to war.
I mean, if that thing was screaming exterminator, you would be scared, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd let it exterminate me, I think, yeah. And then we have Steve's got some different things to do. He's because of the 50th anniversary, and if I remember correctly, his 22nd wedding anniversary.
Okay.
Wrote up in there, that's strange.
Is that
this is Mars Research Shuttle. I don't think it's a real world thing, but it's like an imagining of.
Yeah, you can see how it's sort of based on the shuttle on the space shuttle.
Though, which is different, but and more viewing area.
Yeah, that's a bit different. Nice.
So, there you go. Inspired by NASA's Mars exploration program.
Very good.
Yeah, everyone's saying Orc Stomper. Is what the big
Ah,
thing.
right. So that's what the Dalek is. It's an orc stomper.
And he says that the F40 in anthracite is actual modern Ferrari colour.
Is what? Sorry.
The Ferrari in anthracite is actually a modern colour. That's what they're doing it in like that now.
Right. Okay.
And yes, this is the Lego. It didn't take him long to build it.
Uh
I do notice that, as someone pointed out to me on one of my Lego builds, you've still got some nubs there you haven't removed.
huh. Yeah. Yeah. Now, when it comes to denubbing, Lego's got to be harder than Gundam.
You have to build it before you denub it, though, because if you denub it before you build it, it doesn't stay together.
Yeah. This is true. This is true. I like that. I like the little opening compartment as well. That's good.
Yeah, Mark says he loves the Lego. And Max is well impressed with Shane's paint job.
Ooh.
And that's me. That's quite convenient that comes up as the first and the last. So I know when I got to the end because it comes up with a big picture of me. I shall stop sharing. I'll get rid of that window. I'll put my feet back on the floor again. I've been leaning back and relaxing and taking it easy throughout the build of that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed a quick look through a segment that I haven't got a name for yet. It's sort of like Readers' Wives, but different. It's Readers' Kits or Viewers' Kits, or I don't know. If you've got an idea for the name of the segment,
You could have Readers' Wives kits.
and you want, that could work as well. If you want to come up with a name and theme tune and graphics, then by all means send them in.
Very good.
Shane's obviously George is obviously still off enjoying his free ice cream, or he's queuing up to get it. So
Free ice cream at work. Eh?
it's terrible, isn't it?
How do you get these jobs?
Steve says, let's look at your work in the gallery. It works, but it's a bit long-winded. I was hoping for something a bit more, I don't know, I mean, the gross gallery works phonetic.
The gross gallery, yeah.
My Maxis as well, Mark, but Max is a poodle. Oh, Shane's Max is happy with the paint job as well, but Max is a poodle. So, yeah, you can't really take his painting advice. The gross gallery, yeah, says Steve. Might end up being that.
I think the gross gallery works. I like that. It's short and snappy. Says what it needs to say.
Chrissy's Cupboard of Wonder. A one doesn't work. It'd have to be with C or CR, but no, we won't use that either. No.
You need a nice little jingle to play in and out of it, though, I think.
Like a bed to lay over, like a little musical bed of.
Just to sort of play into the.
Let's have a
look at the gallery with a nice little jingle.
I would use my theme tune that I've stolen from Fox, but I use it for everything. So no, I can't. Nice work, everyone, says Jared B. Indeed. Thank you all for sending them in. Keep them coming. As I've said repeatedly over the last few weeks, we don't know what's happening with Hangouts, but there will be something. Even if it's me sitting here quietly on my own, talking to people on the phone or something, there will be a continuing show, and obviously your work will still feature on it. So I need your work more than ever, in fact, because if it is just me, then it's just going to be, it won't be an evening with a gang. It'll be an evening with me and your gallery. So
well, hopefully there'll be something that will allow group interaction, because
different variations of other software that lets you do the same sort of thing. Nothing's quite as good. Which is why it's annoying that it seems to be going away in a couple of weeks. But it
is very annoying, actually, because it's not so bad for you and several of the others, because you're into the whole gaming thing. So you do try different platforms for that reason. Whereas for such as me, who's not into the gaming side of things, I've not really tried any of the alternatives because I've had no need to. I've only ever really kind of used Skype if I need to speak to somebody.
Well, the nice thing is if it's just you talking to people on, just you on camera, then it's easy. You can still do it. You can use lots of other software that still works. The Sunday Hamster show will still be exactly the same. Nothing's changing there. The only thing that's disappearing, as far as we're aware, is the Hangouts on Air, the Google Hangouts on Air software. This platform here with me in this little box, with the other little boxes down here. So if it was just me talking, as it is, say, on a Sunday, it's exactly the same. It doesn't make any odds. It's when I need to have other people coming in down here that bit's going away. But we're still in process. We've got a couple more weeks to worry about. But there'll be something. Whether it means that
strange not replacing it with something. I mean, that's usually the case, isn't it?
It usually is, and the fact that they've given advance warning that it's going to be going, but haven't mentioned, and this is coming in its place, is a little bit, you know.
Because normally there is an alternative lined up when they do something like this.
Yeah, I think there probably is, but they aren't ready for it, or for some reason haven't announced it yet. But we'll figure something out, even if it means that it's still going to be the same, but it won't auto switch. The nice thing about this software is when I stop talking and when someone else in there starts talking, you get their picture up full screen, which is exactly how it should be. Because when someone's talking, they should be the center of attention. Other software that I've seen will have, for instance, on this show, it'll be me hosting the show, so it'll be me center screen and other people lined up down the side or across the bottom or whatever. But when they talk, there'll still be me center screen and them in little windows down the side, which isn't nice for anybody. I mean, I don't particularly want to be center screen all the time. If I wanted to do that,
it's almost like one of those news interviews, isn't it, where you get the interviewer sat there talking to the little box at the side of the screen. And
I mean, the other option is we could have it so there's 2 or 3 individual equal size boxes, but unless there's an equal number of you, it means there's lots of dead space around everywhere. So you'd have, you know, me up here, you up there, and George in the middle down the bottom there, for instance. But then there's a big black area down here, and it just wasted space, and there's no need for it. And equally, you don't need to be a third of the screen when you're not doing anything. You don't want to be a third of the screen when you're not doing anything, because when someone else is talking, you have to get a drink, and you know.
Yeah, and if it's a drop in and out thing as well, you can't pre-arrange it to think we need X number of squares.
The other thing with the evening with everyone, with the Hangouts, I can just post a link and anyone can click on that link and come and join in. I don't know how that works with any of the other software that we've been looking at. There's one other software that seems to do the same thing, but without the switching. But we'll figure it out. Lockdown's got to shoot now, so catch you all soon. Cheers, Chris. Night, all he says. Good night, Mark. Thanks for popping in, and we'll see you next time. Let's see what we got there. Next to the poodle, I read that one already. Steve says, I've got plenty of builds to embarrass me and amuse you lot. That's good. Thank you. We like it's not embarrassing. You shouldn't be embarrassed about any of those things. Making something out of actual junk is amazing.
It is. It's. I mean, to actually have a mind that can look at something and think, I can stick this on it and stick that on it and make this. I mean, that's just incredible. I've not got the imagination to do that. So yeah, that's remarkable.
Jono says, get Fox to beatbox you a tune. The sounds he comes up with just aren't human, especially when he gets all excited. Like the last video he streamed about his channel. Yeah, he got all excited in that, and there was definitely some noises that might have affected animals.
Definitely. Oh, speaking of which, what on earth did he do to his foot? I saw a picture of a big bandaged flip-flop foot.
Yeah, well, I told him that's what happens when you go around with odd shoes on. Things are bound to happen. But apparently he was gardening and fell over.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Fox, if you didn't know, Fox
got off my lawn at somebody and tripped over.
Yeah, Fox has broken 2 of his toes in a freak gardening accident. He was going to be here tonight, but he couldn't make it because he's got an excuse of broken toes or something. But yeah, so hopefully he'll be recovered well enough soon, and we'll be back. He should be doing his own thing on Thursday, on Sunday anyway, the Warhammer Sunday. But yeah.
Oh, dear.
Tiger Tank says
it's a good job he doesn't shave regularly, isn't it? I mean, breaking toes in a gardening accident
is moderately dangerous, isn't it? Tiger Tank 2 says to Cynical Steve, it doesn't matter what we think of your builds, as long as you're happy with them. Keep plugging away, buddy. Yeah, if you're putting your videos out into the public, then you obviously don't really mind what people say. It's obviously nice when people come back and say, "Oh, that's nice," but equally, if they don't say anything, it's fine. You're happy with it, then that's the important thing.
I mean, ultimately, this hobby is about enjoying yourself, isn't it? And it's nice if you can share it with like-minded people, and people can get ideas and inspiration, or just say, "Hey, that's nice," or you know.
Yeah,
but,
but
yeah, ultimately,
if you're not enjoying it, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zesta says that Fox should take up a nice relaxing hobby like making model kits, or something. I don't know. Making model kits is dangerous. There's blades and stuff involved, and he's been known to occasionally stab himself. So yeah, probably not that.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the next stream that he does. I mean, he's got 2 toes broken gardening. That means he's now got 3 bare toes, which potentially are in line for his modelling tools to be.
This is possibly. He might. Someone did post up a picture in one of the chats he's in with like flip flops with armoured toes, like steel toe caps on flip flops.
Steel toe cap flip flops.
So yeah, that might be an option for him.
That could be good.
And Steve says he's happy with his work. They keep him busy and amused. That's the important thing. People being amused.
I think they're fantastic.
Then, yeah, why are you doing it? You should be happy about things.
Yeah, I think they're fantastic. I love stuff like that. Anything that's a bit off the wall, it's great.
Yeah, I do especially like the sort of before and after shots where you can see it before it's painted and primed or anything, where it's just all the stuff with all the labels still on it and everything is great. So then I can see what things are. I'm not sure which one I want to see first, though, if you know what I mean. I like to see the before, look at all this pile of junk that I've done and think, yeah, that's a pile of junk, and then see it painted grey and it's a spaceship. But
yeah, I like the idea of seeing the end result, and especially if somebody says this is made up from bits that you might see around the house. So I like to be able to look at the end result and try and guess where bits have come from. Because there's always something that surprises you when they show you the actual bits. And
Steve's put them in the gross group, so I'm sure you're a member of that. If you're not, you should be. Yeah, you're a mod in that.
I am, yes.
You better be. Yeah. So if you put them in, Steve, put them in, say, completed first, and then a couple of comments down or whatever later on. Put in the before shot, because we definitely like to see the before shot. But
so we can all try and guess what you've made them from.
Yes.
Maybe we could make it a little competition, saying, a sort of a competition every couple of months of guess the bits and the closest one gets a
5
stick.
household objects that were put in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve says he'll drop a scalpel on the undebugged toes, no doubt, in my mind. Yeah, he probably will. And he says, okay, lads, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's everything for this week, really. We'll keep going for a few more minutes in case anything else comes in or you got any other questions or points to make. But I see we've gone up to our normal sort of 26, 27 people watching. So thank you all for coming along and joining.
So, yeah.
Next week, as I say, is the evening with everyone. It's the last one in the month, which is the normal time. Sorry, Pascal. For throwing the doors open. I shall put a link up in the chat here, and if I remember, I'm sure I will. Once I start, until I start the thing going, I can't do anything about it because it doesn't create the link until I start the stream. So I'll try and start the stream at about sort of 7:15, and then I'll get the links ready to go and publicize themselves across the internet. Before it goes live, I'll put it open to the normal, the group, the gross group, and my patrons who are welcome to join in on any week. And then once it goes live, about 5 minutes past, about 8:05, the link will go public. So you can click on that link. You'll find it on my Facebook page, on the group page, on the gang page, on everywhere. And I'll put it in the chat here as well. Probably that side, isn't it? The chat. Depends on which way I'm pointing and which way I'm looking. Probably that side. Whichever side the chat is on your window, is it up or below or wherever you got it?
On my screen, it would be that way, I think.
that way.
On the mobile, actually.
Well, that way, because I'm reversed on my screen because it looks like a mirror.
I don't know if I am. I don't know if you are on mine when we do the hangouts.
Can you read that?
I can read your T-shirt properly. So it must be that way.
Because I'm not wearing a special Beckles T-shirt.
Yeah, that's an idea for the reverse thing. I know YouTube's fixed it now, but a while ago, I did watch a live stream channel where it flipped everything. That was a brilliant idea. Get a T-shirt printed in reverse.
I can if it works out that I have to do that for the streaming problem, then I shall get a special on-air T-shirt that is reversed. It'd have to be on this side as well, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Anyway, yes. So next week, assuming you've got a computer with a webcam and a microphone, or on your phone, even anything like that, just come along and join us. You can actually join one of the little boxes down the bottom there and come in and say hello, chat to us, show us stuff live on air, and basically just hang out.
Yes, indeed.
That's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
And obviously, anybody joining in with their interest in builds and what have you, you can show us what's in progress and
Absolutely.
what you're up to.
Colin's just come in just before we shut. Evening, Colin. Festa67's being all modish in the chat there.
Hi, Colin, and thank you again for the programme. It's super duper. Also, thank you. I was going to throw the envelope away, and I found these, which I don't know if you knew they were in the envelope, but the little sort of little acetate sheets. So if they weren't intentional and you want them back, I'll post them back to you. But yeah, I went to throw the envelope away, and I thought that feels a bit weird, and yeah, they were in it. But yes, lovely MotoGP program. Thanks, Colin. You are a gent. It's great. I'm loving it. Look at that. It's a proper glossy magazine as well. It's not like these rubbish football things.
It's definitely a keeping program thing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm chuffed to bits with that.
Shane says, generally my work is not top notch. I beg to differ, but I don't care because I just love making models, and that's what matters. Exactly. It's all about what you want to do and how you want to do it. If you know.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Grave of Monsters in saying, if you flipped Gross's head upside down and edited his nose out, could you tell the difference? I think no. You could, because this is a lot grayer than this is. This isn't growing grey at all. It's quite short at the moment, but it's not green grey at all. There's a little bit happening at the temples, but it's definitely from here downwards is going grey, from the bottom up, actually.
I think the real telltale thing would be the fact that your mouth would be on your forehead.
And my eyes are, you'd probably have to do some clever editing, but yeah, no, it is different.
You'd have to kind of leave the middle bit as it was and just move the rest of it around, wouldn't you?
Steve says pretty much everyone spots the Warhammer bits I use. Yeah, they would be quite noticeable, I would expect, yeah. Everyone's saying hello to Colin and Festa that's in. Hi, Chris and Spiddy. He said, hey, it was my pleasure, Spiddy.
Thank you very much.
Hi, all. Sorry I'm late tonight. You're very late tonight, actually. You've almost missed it. We were getting ready to wrap up a little bit early tonight, but yeah, we're still here now. I was just saying that next week is the evening with everyone, so you're welcome. Don't be that late then, because there might not be a spot. There probably will be a spot, but you're welcome to come in and join next week. Anybody? Throughout the week this week, where are we? Thursday today, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a couple of days off, and then Sunday is normal Warhamster, 8 o'clock. I assume Fox is still going to be doing his at 3 o'clock, assuming his foot works.
Yeah, unless he breaks something else in the meantime.
Yeah, there might be other breakages that will happen, but yeah, assume that Fox will be around at 3 p.m. And I'll be around at 8 p.m. doing the Orc Mega Knobs. They're pretty much all painted, the three of them. So I've got to do some more the metallic painting on some bits, and then make them old and knackered and messy and rusty and weathering. That's going to be the fun thing.
I'm catching up on those because I've missed the last 2 weeks of being on holiday, so I'm looking forward to
be here to watch them. You know, yes. Pascal says good night. Also, won't be there on Sunday. The Warhammer Sundays, Warhamster Sundays rather, don't become available to everyone. They are one of my Patreon exclusive perks. So if you do want to watch back history of those, you have to join me on Patreon. The link in the thing if you want to have a look, see if you want to join me. It's a mere, I think, for $1 a month you can access all the posts that I put up and stuff like that, and exclusive, chance to talk to me and things. For $5 a month, which is virtually nothing, is it? It's like a couple of coffees throughout the course of a month. You can join and get access to all of the video builds that I've done. The Sazabi, there's an exclusive 3D printing thing, and the entire back history of the Warhamster Sunday is available to you. So for that, even if you want to just join for a month or two and then not join anymore, you can binge watch all of them and then go away. But I hope you'll all stay. It's nice.
It's cheaper than Netflix.
Cheaper
and more entertaining.
I should say, yeah, cheaper than Netflix and not nearly as much content. But also at $5 a month, you so obviously joining the patron team, you're able to come and join in this from week to week. I can't open it to everybody every week because it'd be boring. But my patrons are more than welcome to join me every week. So it's an option for you if you want to do that. If you don't, it's not a problem. I'll still be putting out lots of normal free YouTube stuff, and the actual website is now up live and running and stuff on there as well. I might do a couple of video things just for that as well. We'll see. but as things go, that's that. Monday we're back for E-Models, me, Fox, and Ted. Assuming Fox's toe isn't stopping him doing stuff there as well. You know, it's not his turn to do anything, so he'll probably be there. It's my turn to do the what's in store this week. So
it's an ideal opportunity for model kit body parts for the what's in store, though.
It might be, yeah. I could do spare feet, yeah.
Spare tools, and such.
And then we're back for this, say the evening with next week. Now, tomorrow, Friday night, I'm thinking I might do another Team Inept stream. So if you like listening to me talk, have a look at Team Inept, youtube.com/Team Inept, where I will be streaming the second part of Detroit Become Human.
I was just going to say, as much as I'm not into gaming and such, I noticed that you'd been playing Detroit Become Human, and I know a little bit about that because that is currently my son's gaming obsession. He absolutely loves it. We've been watching a few videos about it while we've been on holiday, and the whole kind of storyline of it reminds me a little bit of the TV show Humans. So the kind of concept of it, of the androids.
If you're it's a near future type thing. There are androids that look fully human, except for a little glowy blue circle thing that denotes that they're not. And it follows the story. It seems to be 3 of them that we're sort of cycling through, being part of and controlling. It seems like a very sort of political sort of anti-slave thing, because they're obviously androids. You tell them to go and do your washing up and they do it, and there seems to be an undercurrent of emotional things. Some of them go wrong and start killing people. But I've played through a couple of hours of that. That's sitting on the Team Inept channel video history, so you can go and watch that. Go watch that now, and then tomorrow night you can come and watch live. Join in the chat, because it's a more relaxed sort of gameplay. I can actually look at the chat a lot more than I can when I'm playing something more focused. So I do tend to interact with the chat a little bit more on that, but that's not here. That's on the Team Inept channel, because it's a computer game, so we play it on the Team Inept channel. I think I've sorted out the streaming on that as well, because last time I did it directly through the PlayStation, and I could only stream at 1080p, which I like to stream in 4K when I can, because I can. I think I've sorted out the streaming now, so I'll be doing it directly through in 4K, so you can watch in ultra high definition, HDR, everything, and like everything lovely. Tomorrow night, probably about 8 o'clock, as is my normal starting to stream time. Pascal says he's on a scouting camp as a cook, so he'll be offline, so he won't be doing that.
Really?
Oh, that won't be Sunday. You might be there tomorrow, though. You can come and join tomorrow. Yeah.
Is Pascal allowed to go offline? I didn't think that was allowed. I thought he.
I'm assuming that he's already been in the chat for Sunday already, so he's there first.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, have fun at your camp and enjoy your cooking. Let us know what you make.
Yeah, good luck. I hope nobody has any stomach problems when you. I'm sure they won't. I'm sure it'll be lovely.
Oh, you can't beat a bit of camping cooking, though. You'll have to tell us what you make and how well it goes down.
Absolutely, yep. Right, I'm going to call that a night then. It's a little bit shorter tonight, but there we go. Why not? Have fun, enjoy yourselves, and see you. Say Sunday. Well, see you tomorrow over on Team Inept. I'll put a thing in the description, so I'll put it in now, because otherwise I'll forget. I'll put it in now so you can find it. It's YouTube. Have I got the mouse thing working? Click on that, and then I can type. If I turn my keyboard on, you know, keyboards work much better when they're turned on. YouTube, not Tube, TUBE.com, Team Inept, because we got just enough subscribers to get the proper URL. Because otherwise I'd have to type in youtube.com and then like a stream of 37 different random numbers and letters, and I can't remember them. So it's convenient. So yeah, go along, like and subscribe, as Paul would say if he was here. And I'll be on there tomorrow night at 8 o'clock-ish.
Cool. I'm actually going to give my son a shout to see if he wants to jump in and watch that as well, and I might have a bit of a watch if I.
Yeah, give me a shout.
I've got to admit, we did actually enjoy watching some of these videos, because it's really complicated story, isn't it? It's quite an in-depth story.
Quite deep, but it's slower in the controls, obviously. Although I've seen a video lately of one that's all quick fast, quick time things and running around shooting and dodging and stuff. So I haven't got that far yet. So I might not make it that far. I might die before I get there. But I'm not one for Twitch gameplay type stuff. So yeah. So hopefully I shall see some of you there tomorrow night. And Sunday for Warhamster and Monday for eModels, and then next week for Evening with Everyone. So yeah, good night all. Thank you all. Thank you, Speed.
Good night all. You're welcome. No problem. Thank you for having me, and good night, everybody.
Well, welcome. Thank you, George, although you're not here anymore, but thanks for coming in earlier, and we'll see you all soon. And good night, everybody. Bye.